which is why I've started making this video, or I don't think it's a stream, but whatever. So, on Grendel, his first ability is called Feast, and it has a drain per second of energy of 42, or 0.42, sorry, with the mods I have installed currently. It also drains 17.5 energy just by casting it. However, the hidden stat that I am currently referring to is not referred to anywhere in tips, on Feast itself, or anywhere in general. However, it is prevalent and persistent. These are the mods I have installed currently. Yeah. An energy siphon. Well, the hidden stat is for. It's actually an accumulative energy drain per second. It doesn't say that anywhere. And to prove it, I have this. This gives me back 0.6 energy per second. And this increases it to 0.69 per second. But this is lower. This is 0.42. Which technically means I should technically, with one enemy in my stomach, be gaining back energy. However, I don't. And there's nothing on my sword. See? Nothing on my sword that will drain energy. I can see. I haven't got a companion. I don't think anything else really affects it. I mean, this might. See? Nothing there. And I have an enemy over there. The most tankiest enemy I've got. Actually, I've got two of them. And then I'm going to go over here. So technically, with one enemy in my stomach, I should gain energy. But I don't. I lose it. And eventually, I start losing it fast. I'm going to get away from him. He's making annoying noises. See? And the speed is definitely increasing. Because this is definitely also not minus 0.42 energy a second. If anything, it's about 4 energy a second right now, and it just speeds up. And with the mods, technically, like I said, I should never lose energy at all. It might go down by 1 and then go back up, technically. But that number's getting smaller rapidly. And this is with one enemy. Yes, I know more enemies would drain it quicker, because there are more enemies, it's enemies per second. It's energy per enemy per second. And, yeah. That's not 0.42. That's almost 10 energy a second now. And yeah. The only reason I chose the ferret is because technically I think they do actually slowly die whilst in the stomach of Grendel. So I don't know what this is about. It's not said anywhere. I looked through the tips. And it's not there. I looked through everywhere and it's just not there. I don't know if it's a... Well, obviously it's a problem with everyone else's Grendel, because it's a problem with mine. And no two Grendels are different. They're all the same. It's just mods. I believe I probably could make it drain even less, but as you can see now, I haven't gone into the arsenal. This is a stream, just to prove that. There's no one else in my squad at all. And I am definitely not losing 0.42 energy a second at this point. Oh, it may not be noticeable here, but it definitely is more noticeable the more enemies you have. The fact that it's accumulative. I'm just doing it with one enemy, just to prove a point. I will spawn more enemies in a minute. Just for now. I'm gonna see how quick I can make it. I mean, right now it's almost 10 energy a second. I mean, look at that. That is definitely not 0.42 energy a second. I'm going to keep reiterating this until it gets to 100 energy a second. I reckon maybe 50. Whatever it is currently, it is bloody quick. Yeah, 500. Eight seconds to get from 500 to 400. And if you're wondering why I'm doing it in Simulacrum, it's because I have infinite energy. Obviously, you probably won't be able to get this low in practice, because, you know, you won't have an infinite energy pool. I'm gonna spawn more enemies in. Is that? No. Going to be quick about this one. Now with 6 enemies, I almost didn't make it. Of course, we still have that one enemy that's draining a load, and a bunch of enemies that aren't. I didn't even get all of them. I didn't reach. Nope. Dang it. Well, there goes that test. Let's see if we can spot the one that was in my stomach the longest. I think he may have just gone off a cliff. I can't see him, and he isn't one of these lot. He should be noticeable as having more damage dealt to him. Yeah, I can't see him. Anyway. Yeah. That's basically the hidden stat. And where is he? Yeah. I think there's 20 enemies. It's slightly more noticeable. There we go, loads. Obviously it'll drain a lot in a second. 14. So we get to 20. And as you can see, it goes down pretty quick. But that bar is moving quicker with every second. You know? And then just gotta keep restocking on energy. Let's sit here for a minute. Sorry about the sound. I would spawn more enemies, it's just I can't. because for some reason this place only has 20 maximum. Yeah. Like I said also, this isn't mentioned anywhere. Not when you're looking at the description of grendle, not when you're looking at the stats, not when you're looking at the tips. Nowhere. And, yeah. That is not... I don't even know how much it would be, 0.42 times 20. I can't be bothered to do with maths. But I don't reckon it's over 100. And yeah. I don't know what you're watching, because you may be watching grendle. I didn't even get there in time. Bye, Therids. Oh, don't know where he's going. What? Yeah. There's 20 Therids. Obviously the size of the enemy doesn't matter. I don't think. And just to prove a point, I'm going to now go kill all these enemies. I should kill all these enemies. Then I'm going to go find... Can I eat this? I don't even know. Fun to find out. It looks small though. Clear this away a bit. Oh, look at that. They're all healing each other. I can't even... Didn't think so. Right, I'm just gonna call more infested. Oh. That didn't work. Anyway. Kill enemies, clear. Infestation. Where's the basic enemy? Charger, there we go. 20 of them. Thank you very much. I have 20 chargers. If it was possible for me to overlay the stat drain of the last one and this one, they'd probably be identical. Roughly, because, you know, I didn't have it all at the same time. But it's still draining quick enough to be noticeable, even with smaller enemies. You saw it was doing it. Size doesn't matter. Nothing really matters. But it just isn't mentioned anywhere at all. Not in tips, because that one's on about... That one is on about devour and feast and whatnot, but that's on about feasting on multiple enemies and how to get it. Nourish, that's on about nourish. Nourish, nourish, nourish. This one kind of mentions it, but at the same time... Nourish... Wait, no, it's not this one. Wait, is it? No, it's one of the other ones. Sorry, I'm not concentrating properly. This one, I think it is. This one almost mentions it. Almost, but it doesn't actually mention it. It says slow the energy drain from feast by regurgitating enemies in Grundle's gut. But what that implies is spitting them out stops it. And you should probably do that before you run out of energy, because then it will forcibly toss them out. And this one's on about pulverize. And then, actually I shouldn't be on there. And here, it doesn't say anything, it just says keep eating, but beware each foe in Grundle's belly slowly consumes energy. That's all that it mentions. It's just no mention. Its passive ability, that's just talking about armor. But yeah, nothing on Grendel says anything about having multiple enemies in your belly costing more at all. I wanted to test this because I thought it was so I tested it, and now I'm putting it into a video. You know, because that makes sense, right? Probably, I don't know, don't care. I'm probably going to do a bit more testing, just to make certain, but yeah, that's the basic of the video. Eating a ton of enemies with Grendel slowly drains the energy, it says. But even if you only eat one, it will drain the same amount. Oh, sorry, it will drain more the longer they're inside of your stomach. Also, why are those not solid? Just thought if I had to prove the point slightly better. Oh yeah, another thing. Why aren't these guys considered tanky enemies for the new mercy system? Because I feel like these guys, with how tanky they are, should be considered stronger enemies. I mean, obviously Grendel being Grendel and him doing, like, what is it called? True damage, I think it's called. It's not showing it, but most of the time these guys are annoyingly tanky. And they're definitely not a fodder enemy, which, from what I heard, was the reason they changed it. Or was the enemy they primarily changed it for, and these guys aren't on the list for whatever reason. And it probably isn't because they're too big, because you can stealth them. And I think you probably used to be able to do the whatchamacallit on them. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the video. Yeah. I don't have an